Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Room Podcast. Now, I had to change the name because there is already a Sports Corner podcast out there. And in order for me to reach my goals for this channel, I don't want any controversy or any confusion. So I decided to do a little bit of research to see if there's anybody else with different names or if anybody had the Sports Room Podcast. Nobody did, so I say, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and rename it the Sports Room Podcast. So, for record, if somebody else come up with the name and they get bigger than my channel or whatever it may be, which I hope not, as far as the goals that I want to reach for this channel, I came up with Sports Room Podcast. So, this is now the Sports Room Podcast, and to my subscribers, to people who have viewed the channel, which is not a lot, but really thankful and really appreciative of you guys watching the video and also being a supporter of the channel, being a supporter of the Twitter page, and being patient as this is my second video in 2 weeks. So like I said, I'm going to be getting back into things and getting back on track into making videos and everything like that. So, this is Monday, as I'm recording this right now, is Monday morning, and this is something that I want to do every single Monday, and that is the weekend review, where I will be reviewing the biggest news, scores, and headlines that has happened from Friday all the way to Monday morning. So, and also be giving out key games to look out for throughout the week. If you want to watch it, or if you got season pass, go ahead and tune into those games. Be also giving you those games as well. So here it is, the first edition of the weekend review, and we're going to start it off with big news that came out. I believe that was Friday. It came out where Jimbo Fisher signs a 10-year, $75 million deal to go to the University of Texas A&M. Now, Jimbo Fisher is the previous head coach for Florida State. He was there for a good number of years. I can't remember off the top of my head exactly the number of years. I believe he won a national championship. I believe it was 2, but I'm not totally sure on that. But he was basically a staple for Florida State, and did a lot of good things there at Florida State. Obviously, they had a bad year and was way below expectations of what they had, mainly because of injuries. But I thought Jimbo Fisher was going to stay. Obviously, he did not. He took the money, he ran and grabbed it. This dude is getting paid $7.5 million a year. That is the largest contract in NCAA football history. So that should tell you something. So, Jimbo Fisher's a really good head coach, but if Urban Meyer or Nick Saban entered on the market, imagine how much money they should be getting a year, and Jimbo Fisher is getting $7.5 million a year. That's nothing against Jimbo Fisher, but Urban Meyer and Nick Saban have a bigger household name. Imagine how much money they'll be making as well. Other news, big conference games that happened this weekend. Georgia beats Auburn 28-7 in their rematch. Auburn had won the first matchup, and Georgia comes back, gets their revenge, wins the SEC title for the first time since 2005. They won 28-7. Oklahoma dominated. I'm not even going to say defeat. They dominated the TCU by the score of 41-17. They dominated across the whole entire board. Baker Mayfield had another great game. I did post on the page. I think the poll is closed. I might have to reopen it or post it up as a new one. But which quarterback would you take? Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, or Josh Rosen? Baker Mayfield made a strong argument for you guys that like Baker Mayfield, and he also made a strong argument to win the Heisman this year as well with that beautiful game that he had against TCU. Ohio State take care of business against the undefeated and number 4 Wisconsin, 27-21. They beat Wisconsin, and a lot of people expected them to go in and beat Wisconsin, even though Ohio State is a 2-loss team. Wisconsin's a very good team, but it was one of those games where Ohio State was just a better team, and they established the run a lot. And once again, Ohio State is one of those teams where you get them passing and they're going to be in trouble. So Ohio State took care of business against Wisconsin. Because Ohio State took care of business with Wisconsin, Oklahoma took care of business against TCU, and Georgia was able to knock off Auburn. The bowl games that we have for the playoffs will be number 4 Alabama versus Clemson, 3rd year in a row, rematch of last year's national championship, rematch from the previous year's national championship. This is the 3rd year in a row that they're facing each other in the playoffs. They will be facing each other in the Sugar Bowl. So that's going to be a huge home field advantage for Alabama. Clearly, Alabama fans are closer than South Carolina fans, than Clemson fans, which is based in South Carolina. It's going to be a home. I think, most of these games are neutral site. I think this is going to be more of a home game for Alabama than it is going to be for Clemson. But we'll see how that turns out when it comes to January 1st. And then we have number 3 Georgia taking on number 2 Oklahoma in the Rose Bowl. That game, I believe that's going to be a neutral game because both of those teams are pretty far away from Pasadena. So I expect to see I expect to see it to be 50-50 between the fan bases as well in that game. Ohio State did not get into the playoffs. Clearly, the committee believed that although Ohio State did win the Big Ten championship, their I believe, and I don't think it's because of Oklahoma. I mean that plays a major part too. But I believe because of Ohio State's loss against Iowa, not only the loss but how bad the loss was, I believe that the committee was like, you know what, we can't put Ohio State in here. I understand they won the Big Ten championship, but we got to go with 2 SEC teams. And it gives SEC a 50% chance of taking another national championship in this millennium. They have been dominating national championships since 2000, really since 2006. But, going from 2000 to this year, they really won a lot of national championships as a conference. And I think the committee was like, you know what? Alabama didn't play, but Alabama had 1 loss against Auburn compared to Ohio State getting blown out by Iowa and also losing to Oklahoma at home. The committee decided to put Ohio State, which I thought they would get a Fiesta Bowl out of this, but they got the Cotton Bowl out of this, and they're going to be facing USC. So we're going to be seeing JT Barrett potentially. He's having that knee problem, but we're going to be seeing JT Barrett versus Sam Darnold. I cannot wait to see this matchup. Once again, USC, they got to stop the run. They stop the run, they have a better chance of winning the game. Ohio State's not really that good of a passing team, but nonetheless, when it comes to college football, 2 household names facing each other in the Cotton Bowl, it's going to be very interesting to see that as well. Going over to golf a little bit, Tiger Woods made his return to competitive golf for the first time in a long time. He shot 8 under par in his return, did not win the tournament, but very highly anticipated return. Tiger Woods makes his return, shoots 8 under par. He struggled massively Saturday. I think he shot like 4 over and be able to bounce back. It was a Friday or Saturday he shot 4 over, and for him to be able to bounce back and shoot 8 under par was pretty good. So hopefully we'll see. I don't think we're going to see the old Tiger Woods, but hopefully we get something a little closer than that. I think this weekend proved that maybe he can get back into that form, and he finally took the rehab that he needed to do for his body to become the golfer that he wants to become and become a better golfer in general. Because I felt like he was getting rushed a lot. He was getting rushed right back into competitive golf when he wasn't. Well, to me, he wasn't ready, and it showed because he kept getting injured. And I'm glad that he actually sat back, took the time to actually let his body heal and then go ahead and train and get back into competitive golf. So it's good to see Tiger Woods back out on that golf course, and we wish him the best. Wish all those golfers the best as well. See, NFL news. Frank Gore moves up to number 5 of all-time rushing yards. He surpassed LaDainian Tomlinson. So big congrats to Frank Gore. He is, in my opinion, no doubt about it. To me, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. One of those guys that not a lot of people talk about, especially when he moved from San Francisco to Indianapolis. But even with that bad offensive line that Indianapolis has, he's been able to just run for it or run through it. Very high class, very well respected, good, great person. One of those guys that's been trying to carry the Colts on his back. But once again, congratulations to Frank Gore surpassing LaDainian Tomlinson and becoming the number 5 all-time rushing leader in rushing yards. So big congrats to him. What a Hall of Fame career. Jimmy Smith, the defensive back for the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore Ravens took a huge hit, tore his ACL. He is done for the year in their 44-20 victory against the Detroit Lions. It's a big blow for them, especially now that the Ravens are trying to get their groove back. They're starting to discover themselves, and Jimmy Smith is one of those guys that he's not a household name, but nonetheless, he's a very solid corner, a very solid defensive player in general, and it's a big blow for them to lose such a guy like that. So, wish Jimmy Smith a speedy recovery, and hopefully he gets back into the same form that he once was prior to the injury. So, big prayers going out to Jimmy Smith, and go ahead and get that ACL worked out. Aaron Boone hired as the Yankees manager. If you don't know who Aaron Boone is, look up 2003 Game 7 game-winning home run of the ALCS. I will try to find that link and put that link in the description. Kind of like an unknown guy who just came up to the batter box and just swung for the fences and hit it out of the park. And at that time, it was when he hit that home run, he basically kept that curse going, the curse of the Bambino, going for another year. So yeah, go ahead and check out that video. Like I said, I tried to leave the link for his game-winning home run. He spent a lot of time after retiring as an analyst for ESPN. So I believe this is his first manager's job. So congratulations to Aaron Boone for becoming the new manager for the New York Yankees. HBO wrestling news, a little bit of wrestling news. HBO released a trailer of Andre the Giant documentary. I am highly anticipated for this documentary. One that I've been waiting on personally as a wrestling fan. Andre the Giant, one of the greatest people to ever live, to ever walk on this earth. Very nice, very sweet. He was just a very good in-ring wrestler for a big guy. Just dedicated to the business. Even when he had all his health problems, he was still trying to go out there and entertain the fans when he did. He was a big deal, and he also helped create one of the biggest moments in wrestling history. When obviously WrestleMania 3, everybody knows. I don't need to explain it. But also another thing that a lot of people don't talk about, with him ripping off the cross off of Hulk Hogan's chest when he ripped off the shirt. That was very iconic too, and that was a great way to solidify his heel turn at that time. So I cannot wait for this documentary to come out for Andre the Giant. I'm very excited, and I think a lot of wrestling fans should be excited for that as well. Herm Edwards is going to be introduced today as the Arizona State's new head coach. His last coaching job was in the NFL when he faced against, that was my notes falling down, sorry about that. When he faced against, I'm sorry, lost track of my notebook falling down. But his last head coaching job was with Kansas City. Once Kansas City let him go, he went into broadcasting and stayed there ever since. So a little bit surprising. I'm kind of surprised Herm Edwards took the job. I thought he was going to stay being an analyst forever. But nonetheless, Herm Edwards, the new head coach for the Arizona State Sun Devils. Alright, so moving on to the next thing, and that is Auburn re-signs their head coach Gus to a 7-year, $49 million contract extension. This is a good thing that Auburn has done. Obviously, he's made a splash there since, I believe he was there since 2012, 2013, I believe. Might have been earlier than that. I can't remember if he was part of that national championship team. Somebody please correct me and let me know. Cannot remember, but signing him to a 7-year, $49 million contract. I think he's done a fantastic job there at Auburn, and I think he will continue to do a fantastic job, and he's staying loyal to the program, and the program is staying loyal to him. In CFL news, the Canadian Football League, the Toronto Argos defeated the Calgary Stampedes 27-24 to win the 105th edition of the Grey Cup. So congratulations to Toronto on winning another Grey Cup. And it was one of those games where they had bounced back from being down. And congratulations to them on a fine season and winning the championship. So going on to the key games of this week, and that I believe that people should watch and pay close attention to as the standings change and everything like that. It's early in the season for NBA, but nonetheless something to watch out for, because some of these could be potential, especially one of the games that I have on here could be a potential finals matchup that is happening this week. Potentially. Not guaranteeing it. Potentially. They got, both of these teams got to battle through. Obviously in the East. And I'll mention the teams when I get there. One of the teams, they got to battle Cleveland. It is going to be tough. And the other team, they got to go through Golden State. So, potentially a matchup. Who knows? But anyway, first game that will be happening today will be Milwaukee versus Boston. Milwaukee is one of those up-and-coming teams. They have a young core. It's going to be interesting to see Eric Bledsoe versus Kyrie Irving. It's going to be a good game. These are two top teams in the East right now this year, especially Boston. So let's see what's going to happen with that game. Got the Lakers and 76ers. That will be happening December 7th. Once again, two not up and coming. Well, the 76ers is kind of up and coming. The Lakers are still trying to find their groove, but there are two young teams, two teams that we have to look out for the upcoming year and upcoming years as well. It's going to be interesting to see Joel Embiid going out there. Lonzo Ball, who's doing decent, is not having the best year, but he's not also showing draft bust. I think he's having a decent year. He has a lot of potential. So there's got some young names in there that to look out for as well. And let's see if Philadelphia can pull out this win. Philadelphia's been raising some eyebrows. They have definitely raised my eyebrows. Matter of fact, I've been watching them since the process, when they, not per se watching every single game, but keeping an eye on them since they started the whole process where they blew everything up and restarted. And it's good to see that it's starting to work out for them. They're still not there yet. They still have some pieces here and there, but it's starting to work out for them. So it's going to be an interesting matchup between the Lakers and the 76ers. This is the game I was talking about, potentially a finals matchup, and that's happening December 8th. Boston goes to San Antonio to, obviously, San Antonio, a premier dynasty. They're still trying to cling on to that. I believe they're still trying to cling on to that. Once again, silently good once again, going against Boston. Obviously, with Kyrie Irving, Boston has been playing very good basketball. They played very great basketball in the month of November. So, this is a very interesting matchup. Let's see what's going to happen with that. Houston and Portland. Again, two teams in the West looking to battle each other out, looking to basically one-up each other in the ranking and the standings and everything like that. James Harden and Damian Lillard, CJ McCollum, Chris Paul is going to very big names. Both teams have a solid bench. Both teams have very respected head coaches in the league. So it's going to be fun to see this matchup as well. Army versus Navy. The game is happening. And Army is going to be looking to win its first Commander Cup in 21 years. Navy, I believe, has a 14-game win streak against Army. So let's see if Army can face can knock off Navy. That game will be happening December 9th. So that is going to be a very interesting game. Those games are always interesting. And at the end of the day, we'll be rooting for both of those teams as well. And then a little bit of hockey. Both teams doing their thing at hockey. The Rangers will go to Pittsburgh tomorrow to face each other. Don't know a lot about hockey, I'm going to be honest with you, but with the standings and everything, and Pittsburgh being the defending champions, let's see what the Rangers can do against Pittsburgh. So that is the weekend review. Oh, actually, you know what? I just remembered. I forgot to talk about this, but Tennessee's head coach job. This has been big news for the last, basically damn near last month. Hopefully this week they find their head coach. T. Martin has been thrown out there. Les Miles has been thrown out there yesterday. I read other reports about Brady Hoke being interviewed. So we will see if Tennessee can find their head coach this week. Who knows? But yeah. So now that's the weekend review. Didn't say much about the Tennessee thing, but I did want to mention it. That's something to look out for as well. So anyway, that is now the weekend review. Thank you guys for watching. Like I said, hit that like button, subscribe, go ahead and give it a comment. Also follow the Twitter page. You're going to have the link down in the description for the Twitter page, and also try to find that link for that Aaron Boone home run as well. I want to thank you guys again for watching. Y'all have a great day. And depending on how today goes, I might be uploading another video today as well. So you guys enjoy your Monday day. Peace.